Welcome to Salou, Costa. Give you a full bathroom tour. So obviously we've been here a week now, so it is a little bit dirty where they haven't cleaned for like one day because we had a rainy day yesterday, so we stayed mainly in the hotel. So you do get a hairdryer, which we haven't used, but it does work. You get hand soap here. They do came with 3 cups because there's 3 of us. These are from the bar. Normal sink, hot and cold tap. Towels are provided every single day. The rooms are cleaned every single day, unless you hang out a sign, which I'll show you in a minute. They give you 3 hand towels. We've got our dirty ones in the bath. We've got 3 big towels, and then also we get given the towels that go up there. This is shampoo. The shower, Richard had to put the shower in that position because it kept sliding down the pole and then it kept twisting around because it is quite powerful. It does come out in quite lumpy chunks, but it is really, really nice. We're on the 5th floor, so the pressure, we was expecting it to be, you know, quite poor, but it's actually quite good actually. So you've got a handrail there. There is no slip mat or anything in here, so this is quite slippery, so be careful. Plug and the tap, so that's just a pull up one and a pull up the knob there to make it come out of the water. You know how showers work. Toilet roll, which you can, we ran out yesterday, and it's just a case of pulling it down and pulling it out, and it's got like a little mechanism, is that the right word? Mechanism to make it work. So I just pulled it out and it came out. It does provide you with a bin here. There's a sign to say clean me up, or you can say shush, asleep. So we've been putting that on if we don't want anyone to clean our room. I've just been go down the corridor and asked the cleaning lady for spare towels, and they say no clean. I say no thank you, so they're okay with that. So when we leave, we're gonna put that up just so they know that they can come in and clean the room. And there's no one here. Right, I'm gonna show you out here. That room there, we're right at the end of the corridor, but this room here is right next to the door. I say because there's people up there. That is the cleaning cupboard. There is where they store their trolleys that they come out every morning, and then they start doing their housekeeping. So that's why I said bear in mind that this is quite a noisy room after about 8 o'clock. We've had a few noises this morning, which was 10 to 8 because we go for breakfast at 8 o'clock. And what time is it now? It's 9:15, and I've not seen any of the ladies go down there yet. So if I hear them, I'll let you know. So here is the key card. As I said, it's just a plain key card that you pop in here, and it keeps the electric going. Normal main switch here. As I said, I've made the beds. So this is the room. You do have a storage unit here where you put your suitcase. This is where I had ours the whole trip. And they do provide it with a bin. Again, sorry, it's a mess. As I said, they didn't come in yesterday and we had food and drink. There's 3 of us, 2 adults, 1 teenager. So they're 3 separate beds, which is good. So if there's only 2 of you, I've seen double beds. If there's 4 of you, I've seen 2 double beds, unless they are actually 4 single beds, but they're 2 of them pushed together. And when this goes up, it's actually a chair, so it's like a fold out sofa bed. So if you do look on the website, on the EasyJet website, or whoever you're coming with, it has got a picture, which I'll put up here, of what the beds look like. So we have a great big wardrobe. We do have a safe, which is payable. That does say on the piece of paper, which I'll show you after this bit of the video. I'll give you the information that you need for when you come into the hotel. 2 drawers. You get 2 blankets. One of them is over 3 blankets. One's there it should have one under there, and then there's another one up there. You got 2, 4, 6 coat hangers that side. Let me just open this side. There's the blankets, and then you've got oh look, we're missing a sock, and that's where you can put your shoes or your luggage, whatever you need. 2, 4, and there's another 6 coat hangers there, so it's not too bad. Remote control for the television, a telephone for downstairs, these light switches turn the one on in hallway and the one above the bed here. As I say, with the remote control, I'll put it over here by the television. Now the problem is there's only one English channel, and it is the French news channel. The rest of the other channels, they do not exist for English speaking people, which is a shame, because when we was over at the Caribbean, they actually had a cartoon channel which was in English, and we spent most of the time watching Bluey. So that is a shame, but I think it obviously, we're not here to watch TV, but it's nice when we have a rainy day. Like yesterday was a rainy day, sun didn't come out until about 1 o'clock. Here we've got the air conditioning. This here is set to cold, and just keep that on there at all times. This here is also set at cold, and it has 3 settings and off. So at night we put it right on the lowest one, and you can still hear it, but it's not as powerful. I don't know if you can hear it now. We've got it on the highest setting. We have it on the highest setting all day, and as the day does get later, it does actually get a little bit, it is quite chilly now, and it's almost 3:45. So yeah, that's the way to work it. Just flick the switches up and down, and it is really, really lovely air conditioning. I've got some information here from the hotel when you first arrive. So they give you this piece of paper here, which has got all the information that you need about the times of the breakfast, lunch and dinner. And we also have a spa, so hopefully I can get some information about the spa. I'm going to take this camera with me and give you a quick look around the spa area, because I'm down there dead on 4 o'clock, and normally there's no one in there, so I can show you, because it's got 2 hot tubs and a swimming pool, and there it is in different languages as well. So that's, they give you that. They also give you this card. This card's really important. You need to be able to have this with you, because even if you're only bed and breakfast, or you're full board, half board, whatever, you need this. You need to take this to the restaurant every single time that you go. It comes with a little card, your little door key card, just a plain white card, and then it just tells you my name, what time, when we're checking in, checking out. We came with EasyJet holidays, blah blah blah, number of people, and our room number, which is 522. This is a way that they can obviously tell if you've come in for breakfast, if you haven't, and whatever. So you must remember to keep hold of this and not throw it away. Otherwise, I don't know, they would obviously give you another one, but you don't want to lose something important like that. Also, when you're here, you have to pay the taxes. So I'm going to show you here that the taxes that we paid was €18.48. That is a normal tourist tax. It was a lot cheaper here than it was when we was in Italy. We are in, this is a 4-star hotel, so obviously they go, I know that they go by the stars. So €18 for the week, I don't think it's very expensive. So yeah, that's just what you sort of need to know when you come straight up to the reception when you come in, and then you will be given this information when you check in. So when you come into the room, you're greeted with this. I've just done this as a mock-up because obviously we've been here for a while. You get 3 cups, you get 3 bottles of water, there's 3 of us, and then you get some little chocolates as well, and they are for free. I did make sure that I spoke to the housekeeper lady, and she said, yep, all free of charge. So that was a nice addition to the room. So down here underneath the desk there is a mini fridge. Now in the mini fridge, it is, as it says, it's quite small. You can fit the normal 2-litre bottles of water. Here it is cold. If that is not cold, then the fridge is not working. When we first came in, this is cold, but this area was warm, so the electric does go off when you take the key card out, so just be mindful of that. You can't leave anything on charge or anything, so this does go warm. I did speak to the receptionist. The man said that if you put these small bottles in, it will keep these cold. So if you do put anything in, you don't fill it all up, because it won't circulate and it won't get cold. So we put one of these in, and it wasn't the next day, but the day after, they actually held their coldness. And if you put something that's already cold in the fridge, it will keep it cold. But we worked out other ways of how to keep things cold. We bought these from the little supermarket up the road. They've got different Pepsis as well. These were only 95 cents. I'll hopefully be able to show you a bit later on when I'm out and about. There's a little supermarket which is literally down the road. This is the cheapest we've seen them. If you're down on the seafront by McDonald's, there's absolutely loads of shops. Just be mindful of the prices. One of these cost €1.25, €1.50, which obviously, knowing that these are 95 cents, I just sort of said, oh no thank you, because I know I've got one in the fridge and we can walk past the supermarket every single time. So just remember that about these mini fridges, they're not normal fridges. Right, the big thing about this room, the one thing that I really wanted was a view overlooking Ferrari Land and Portaventura. And in the hotel booklet online, you see the photos, and it shows the Red Force in front of you. And I thought, there's no way on this earth that is real. Let me show you what we have. We have Red Force. It does look further away on this camera. Let me show you. I'm going to zoom in. And you get the most amazing view. You've got Portaventura train station with the yellow building there. Supermarket is just there. You've got El Paso, Caribe hotels, Portaventura, Caribe water park, and then when you go that way, it goes into town, which is only a 10-minute walk. You can also go into town that way as well, which is again another 10-minute walk, and then you're right on the seafront and in the main town of Salou. So the one thing that I will say might be a bit of an issue for a lot of people is the Wi-Fi. It is available, it comes and goes. The lovely lady on reception said it can be an issue in this hotel. I don't know whether it's an everyday occurrence, whether it's just because it's the summer, but it's not very strong. So just bear that in mind if you need something a little bit stronger, whether you're working from your holiday or whatever. Please just bear that in mind. When you go down to the lobby, it is a little bit better. It can be really good, and then other times it can be a little bit poor. But I think that probably just goes for a lot of places where we stayed in our last noise next door. In my last video that I did, the hotel, the Wi-Fi was not available at all in the room, so this was a lot better. Even my phone's picking it up now as we talk. So yes, that's basically the only proper gripe that I've got with this hotel. It's just the Wi-Fi. The fact that we've got no television for us to enjoy, then I think it's a little bit more important that if you wanted to download something, like now I've tried to download some stuff for the plane ride home. It took a very long time to get something off one of the streaming services. So Yeah. It's perfecto.
Thank you so much.
Nice buffet food. Got some ribs, some mozzarella sticks, and some fish and some pork. So far it's been delicious. What I've done is I've popped in a small video about the food. I'm a person who doesn't really like to film a lot of people because I don't like to be filmed myself. So when we're eating, I just showed you sort of breakfast and some of the food that we had at dinner time because we're only half board, which is breakfast and dinner. So the food was absolutely beautiful. A lot of the nights was a lot of meat. We had ribs and there's beef, there's pork, there's lamb, we had duck, different fish. There was plenty of vegetable salads. There wasn't a lot of vegetables. I like to have vegetables with my dinner, so that was a little bit sparse, just the vegetable side of it. So if you do like your vegetables, it was sort of like some potato every now and again, and with a bit of cauliflower cheese last night, and then occasionally there's a bit of broccoli. So at least if you like salad, there's plenty there. As I said, I walked around, showed you what I could for that day. But yeah, food's very nice, absolutely delicious. It was better than the other hotel that we stayed in here just across the road. The food is definitely top notch. You have to pay for drinks in the evening for your dinner. Because we don't drink and we're on a tight budget, we want to be able to save money. So we had a jug of water from the tap. One of the waitresses, she sort of like looked at me with like, you're not buying a drink sort of thing. It made you feel a bit uncomfortable. I tried to say the word for jug in Spanish, but they didn't seem to understand. I think I was probably saying the completely wrong word, even though Google told me what it was. So yeah, if you learn jug of water, that would be very helpful if you don't want to spend out on bottles of water, which I think were €2.50 and €3.50, depending on the size of the bottle that you were looking for. They do wine and soft drinks as well, so there is plenty to choose from. Breakfast time, they opened the coffee and juice area, which is nice, so you can have your coffee or your hot chocolate, your milk, water, juice, whatever you like. So that was very nice. Right, I'm just going to give you a view. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to have a pool view, because this is where they do the entertainment. That's the pool bar, so this is the pool area. That's the entertainment team. And they got a bar there, which serves food and drink. Seems to be day and night. So this is the kids thing until 10, and then they have the adult stuff. The pool area, that was quite difficult to film, obviously, because there's lots of children around, so I did what I could in the evening. If you do have a pool view, you will be kept awake pretty much all night, because they're entertainment for the children, and then after the children they do have like adult entertainment like bingo and other bits and bobs. That actually goes on till midnight, so please be aware that if you are wanting to sleep, you're not going to be able to, because unless you're a very good sleeper, you're a very heavy sleeper, then I think a room out this way is a lot better. I'm very, very glad that I asked not for a for a pool view. I said, oh please, I sent them an email a couple of weeks before. I said, please can I have a view of the Caribe Hotel, not even thinking that I'd get this amazing view. So it's just something to bear in mind. Some people don't care, which is absolutely fine. You just want to go in and enjoy your holiday. The bar is open till 12 o'clock as well, which is outside by the outside by the pool. So the whole evening is literally outside. So if that's your thing, then you are coming to the right place, because it's such a lovely atmosphere outside. I didn't personally go to it. We just walked around and we saw and we felt everything. So I could tell you what it was like. Go. The spa area, we went down to the spa quite a few times. It is free to use, but you must wear a hat. If you don't bring a hat with you, they are €3. They're not waterproof, but they're like the silk ones. They're very, very nice. They're if I think I've got some footage, I'll put it in here. If I don't, my apologies. I think there might be some on their website. I think there is other spa treatments that you can have, because I saw some people going in and out of the change rooms that weren't in the spa area with us. The swimming pool has like a jacuzzi bubbles at the end of it. The water is pretty chilly, according to my two, and then the hot tubs are lovely and warm. One of them was a little bit warmer than the other one, which was absolutely lovely. So very, very nice to be able to chill out and relax. Children under the age of 16 are not allowed inside the jacuzzis, but they can enjoy the pool. The area outside is absolutely lovely. The gardens are well maintained, and it's just a beautiful area for the hotel. The one thing that I will say, it's not connected to the hotel directly, but the path that is directly outside here of the hotel, it is very, very dangerous. We think it's where the trees root into the ground, and the ground has lifted, so the path is uneven. So if you have a pushchair, you're not very good on your feet, you've got a suitcase, it is not advised to use this side of the path. There is another path the other side of the road. I'll put a video in a moment. So the other pavement is that side, so just next to that car. So that pavement goes all the way down there, and then you can cross the road here to get to the hotel. Much smoother pavement than these ones here. Which is all smooth, it's lovely, and you can cross straight out directly outside of the hotel. That is definitely my recommendation. If you have to catch the bus this side, then obviously you'll have to lift up the suitcases as you go down. As I said, it's not direct disappointment with the hotel. It's nothing to do with that. It's just obviously the path where it's not been maintained. And try not to run over the little lizards. They're everywhere. They're absolutely lovely, tiny little things. Just in case they make you jump, because they made me jump coming out as well. So I hope you enjoyed this honest hotel review. I will leave a playlist here for the rest of the time that we've spent in Salou. And if you enjoy hotels reviews, I do have another playlist from when we was in Italy, and I hope you enjoy those videos too. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.